Hello everyone, Tone here, and today we're going to be doing some more slicing and dicing. Hope y'all are doing well today. So yeah, since our last little series on this, which I just did the demo on normal, I've played quite a bit more and I've been enjoying this game a lot. Been a bit hooked on it. I've probably played another 15 to 20 hours or so, and that it's probably been 7 to 9 days since I picked it up and recorded that demo. I got wins on the hard and the unfair modes. Ended up unlocking all of these modes. A lot of these just require playing the game a lot. I just unlocked this one recently, which requires you to do like 200 floors or something. So there's like a mode here. I think there's like an infinite play mode. Custom party, you can play with whatever combination of characters you want. Shortcut, you skip the first 8 levels, just jump to the back 2/3, I guess. And instant, you just play one level. I did one of these yesterday and want to run. But I do enjoy the standard mode a lot right now. Looks like I have an unfair run going. We're just going to scrap that and start fresh. And I think we'll do hard for now. Just bump it up. Yeah, you can override my save. Yeah, and by the way, I picked this up on itch.io. It's not on Steam, but if you get it on itch.io, it also comes with an APK for Android, so you can get it on your phone as well, which is what I did. And there is a... maybe it's not here. If you go here, you copy and load progress. It's a little finicky, like you have to paste it to your computer clipboard. Or I guess your phone if you're in your phone, and then you have to transfer like a giant text string between your phone and your computer, which I just use a notes app for that, and it worked pretty well. So I like that a lot, how you can transfer the progress between the two. Because for instance, I bought Slay the Spire on my phone like 6 months ago, and I ended up never playing it because I didn't want to play Ascension 0 again and work all the way up to Ascension 20. It's a ridiculous grind inside the Spire for me to do that for every freaking character. It takes like 200 hours. Not for me. It might be faster than that for someone who's fast to play the game. It takes quite a while though. So I ended up never playing that. That's like a $15 app, which is unfortunate because when I first started playing Slay the Spire, it was like my dream to have it on the phone because like all I wanted to do was like play it on my lunch breaks and stuff. I wasn't in that mode anymore when they finally released it, but I was kind of bummed out that I had to start over on that, so I just ended up not playing it. But that is not the problem with Slice and Dice. You can transfer your files right away, which is very cool. Yeah, let's go ahead and do hard. Unfair mode, I think I just have one win with it. It has 2 extra curses here, and you choose 3 of them. And I'm just still trying to learn the game and get to the point where I can like win this semi-consistently. I've been testing different combinations of starting curses. I kind of like start damage, fewer rerolls, and then looking at expensive spells and tough monsters. Start poisoned actually seems very popular from what I've seen for the people on the Discord for this game. But I noticed when I have start damage and start poisoned, like it's tough to keep all your guys alive early, and I feel like I'm starting from like a defensive position and just trying to like keep up, which is not the position I like to be in this game. I feel like you need to be able to get a quick kill or 2 early before you are able to like kind of balance out with defensively. But we can talk about that when we get to an unfair session of this game. We're just going to stick to hard for now. So how hard works is you do choose 1 curse as a modifier, and I believe the enemy types are more difficult. So we can get tough monsters. All enemies get 120% max HP at base. Start damage at the start of each fight. All of our heroes are damaged for 25% of their hit points. Fewer rerolls, -1 reroll. An expensive spell. Spells cost +1 mana. Start damage feels like it's a decent amount easier than any of these other ones. I'm not sure what the next easiest one would be in isolation. These all might be similarly difficult after that. I know in Unfair, when you start taking multiple of these, they compound a lot, and I think fewer rerolls is a lot easier to manage in combination with multiple of these after you have start damage already. And I'm not sure. Tough Monsters is tough because the game seems pretty well designed, so the damage dice that you're getting actually kills the enemies you're up against. And this like ruins those breakpoints where it takes you like extra turns, extra dice to kill each enemy, which can be very problematic, I find, because a lot of times knocking one enemy off the board, which might only take one more damage, which just prevents you from doing, that will like make your game significantly easier. It might save one of your characters from dying that turn, and then all the damage coming in the following turns becomes much more manageable. Expensive spells is pretty tough. It doesn't sound that bad, but spells are really valuable, they're really flexible, they're really consistent. And this makes that a lot more tricky. But we're just gonna do with the kind of easy one that I would recommend for someone trying hard on their first try, which is start damaged here. And I think it said I had 4 wins, I think, on the title screen there. I think I just did each one of these once just to get the unlock. But yeah, let's go with start damaged. Tends to be the most manageable. People talk about how it gives your healer something to do on the first turn, which is kind of valid, but I don't think it's that big of a bonus here. I mean, any bonus is like worthwhile, but like the most my healer can do right now is heal 1, and I want her to be doing more. I'd rather get this 2 max HP, which you can do on anything. As you get more hit points, you might be missing 2-3 ticks here, and then it gives your healer even more to do. But I don't think that's much of a... I don't think that's a huge priority here or like benefit to this, but I just think this is easier to overcome. If you guys don't remember what the characters here do, I'll do a run here. The Thief is kind of like a wild card. I like to get them doing damage most of the time, but they usually don't do direct damage. They do like poison or like range stuff and other things. And I'm usually looking for them to do damage early on here. The Warrior, they usually do damage with a little bit of blocking. I like to have them just do damage early on. Defender, mostly shields and blocking. A little bit of damage on those dice. I like to get them to block. The Acolyte is these that heal for 3. They can generate a little bit of mana. They have these which give max hit points, which is pretty nice. That means like even if they're capped at hit points already, you can still heal them. And also having more max hit points can be nice. It might put them out of threat range of certain enemies and such. They also have this Restore. It costs 2 and heals 1 to all allies. It's really good. And the Adept generates mana. They have 2 X sides on their dice, but then they can generate 1 or 2 mana. They also have Slice, which does 1 damage to all enemies, which is pretty nice. So, we're up against a Wolf. They can cleave for 1 damage, so that'll hit 3 targets, or they can do 3 or 4 damage. The Witch does 4 damage, 2 damage cleave, or Poison. Poison is pretty brutal early, especially 2. This is a really nasty enemy. I want to take out this Witch first because I don't want to get poisoned. Another 2 damage per turn just from Poison is like having a 3rd enemy here, which is pretty rough. Alright, with that in mind, let's see, we get 2 rerolls here because I'm not doing the -1 reroll, which is really nice. I'm used to having that because I've been playing on Unfair. I'll generate mana with you, and we'll go for rerolls here. I'm not going to risk rerolling these, I'm just going to take the damage that's there. And we'll roll X 3 times the Adept. Not super unlikely, probably. They have 2 sides there. It's like a 1 in 3 chance 3 times for that, so what is that, like 1 in 27? Maybe it's somewhat unlikely. But it happens. We'll block them and we will do some damage. Alright, the Witch is trying to poison us, but we could put that to bed. They can do a lot more. They can do a decent amount with their healing side here, but I'm gonna go ahead and take more mana here. That'll give us 4, so we can like burst and restore. I'll take that block. That's the most you can roll, and Yeah, why not? I'll just take... this is like the worst side that he can get, actually. I'd rather do damage. Let me reroll this. No reason to play that conservatively there when I had that, because it's not like I can roll an X and miss. Right, I'm just going to burst you down. I'm going to restore my party. We'll save the Acolyte and heals everyone. So that is 5 hit points right there. Good value. By the way, I'm playing just lo-fi music in the background. I had mentioned before that it was all YouTube safe. The player I use changed that. So the last few episodes of my last series probably had commercials to generate ad revenue for whoever copyright claims were made. So my apologies on that. I like to keep my content here clean of commercials, but that one slipped past me because they changed it. It should be fixed now, though. It should not be a problem, I hope. This looks like lethal. There are some keyboard commands in this game, by the way, that help you move things a little bit easier, a little bit quicker, which is pretty nice. I'm going to be using the mouse so you can actually see what I'm doing here. It'll be a little bit slower, but it should be easier for you guys to see what's going on and follow everything. All right, we have an upgrade or an option to upgrade some of our people here. Gladiator. I'm not a huge fan of these that do ×2 versus targets and full hit points. This engage thing. The thing is, like, the enemies that have the most hit points are like the most dangerous, and you can only hit them from full hit points once. Hopefully they're not healing as well. I guess this is pretty good against like a large group of enemies. In a way, this is kind of like AOE because there's a lot of targets with full hit points. But when you have a lot of enemies, you also want to do AOE damage, which brings them out of full hit point range as well, like our slice spell that our adept has. Does 1 damage to all enemies, and then this does nothing. So I'm not a fan of this because of those sides. 2 damage and self-shield 2 is decent, though. I don't care much for self-shield as well, though, because I'd rather be putting shields on who's taking damage and who needs them. This is like very situational because you have to be taking the damage to get value from that. A lot of turns, this might only be 2 damage, which the warrior can already do. There's an X here. This actually feels like a downgrade in some respects. Everything on this guy is situational. Wow. Let's look at this for a second. I have 2 damage, 2 1 damage, and 2 1 shield. This guy has an X, a 2 shield, 2 damage and self shield. At worst, this guy has 3 2 damage sides, a 1 damage side, a 2 shield, and an X, which doesn't feel much better than this. Situationally, they get more value here, but again, it's situational. I'll have to say, I think in my gut, I wasn't like super high on this class, but after talking through that, I don't think they're that amazing either. Something I haven't really done is gone through and like compared all the classes too much, because I think sometimes when I see a class I don't like too much, sometimes like none of the tier 2s feel that great to me, or there's like very few. I noticed that for one of these orange classes recently. Anyways, I don't want to get too deep into that at the moment. I'm kind of new with that stuff, so a lot of that's speculative, just based on my experience so far. The Herbalist has this Vine, which does 1 damage or heals 1. I don't really like this more than the Acolyte's ability here, Restore. This costs 2 and heals all allies. You can frequently get 3, 4, 5 healing for a cost of 2 here. This will always heal 1 for 1. We also have Burst, which costs 2 mana. I don't think it's not a character ability, so you can't see it. And it will either shield or damage for 2, which is kind of the same mana value as this. The only issue is I can overkill, so it's not always efficient. I have seen a lot of people talk about that they like the Herbalist because this is a really efficient use of mana, but I don't think it's a good alternative to what's already available most of the time. So I'm not super big on that either, at least. But the Poison is nice. I like anything that can do good damage to bosses or high damage enemies or high hit point enemies. I haven't gotten a ton of value out of the regen. This is nice for mitigating poison because it cancels poison damage every turn. This is a little slow. I normally want burst healing. And 2 mana is pretty nice. I'm gonna go with the Herbalist here because I don't really like both of these at the moment. I think the Herbalist feels a lot better than the Gladiator though. We have a lot of enemies here. This Vine may actually come in very nice handy here for killing some of these enemies when we're rolling 1 below their hit points. Note, if we had tougher enemies, all these rats would have 4 hit points, which makes them a lot nastier to deal with. Alright, this is a pretty good first turn. Do we want to slice, actually? I think slice is very good here, actually. Slice and Vine will kill 2 rats. We'll go ahead and block there, and then we just do 1 damage to each of these archers, which is a lot of ways for us to do 1 damage, especially with this Vine. So we're already getting pretty good Vine value here, for as much trash as I was just talking about it. I still don't think it's phenomenal. That looks like a lethal here. Alright, to choose an item. Scar, +4 empty max hit points, or Seedling, replace the left side with 2 damage growth. A lot of these level tier 1 items aren't that great. Seedling gives us some decent bonuses now. It makes our warriors left side and our thieves left side a lot better. I don't think growth is that amazing. I guess it's better since we have 2 rerolls and I'm not playing with -1 reroll, so you can actually look for this side a little more. But this is mostly like something that you're gonna see in very long fights and get like a few extra damage out of it. And once we start leveling up some of our heroes and upgrading them, this becomes like very bad compared to like the left side often has like the best ability on some of these heroes, at least like a very good one. And this quickly gets outclassed by the base dice abilities that they have. Scar, on the other hand, doesn't do a whole lot. It does something though, like we can use this like on the last floor of the game and it'll still be providing some value to some of our characters. I saw another item that gives characters bonuses when they're at half health or under, which makes this Scar get you a little close to that a little easier. It lets you do more healing on the first turn if your red roll something good for that. Our Herbalist isn't going to roll anything like that though. It looks like she doesn't have the possibility to do that. So neither of these look amazing. We could take a random item, but like I said, I don't think there's a lot of good tier 1s to begin with. I'm just gonna grab the Scar. This will always give us some value, even if it's minimal. I'm gonna go ahead and just throw that on the Thief. Alright, some good rolls here out the gate. Do I want to take this regen? I guess it'll save you. Why not? Something to be said about guaranteeing that you're not losing heroes on the first turn here. It's a little suboptimal use though, because I'm not actually going to gain health at the end of this. Actually, yes I will. I'm taking a ton of damage here. What am I talking about? This is interesting. Do we kill the rat first or the witch? The rat's going to be piling on another 2 to 3 damage every turn. We can actually kill them this turn. It heals our Herbalist a bit. I think we just take out this rat. I didn't look to see what our spells could do, but I wasn't going to get to slice. So we're going to play this like that. I think this is your best side. Poison would be nice here, but I actually just want you to generate mana. Let's just make a heal with Vine. Alright. get a kill here? I definitely can. I can just kill straight up with Burst and Vine, not doing any damage. Let's go ahead and kill this Witch, and see if we can save the Thief. Or do I just kill the Wolf here? And just deal with the Witch next turn, even though their dice are nastier. Just killing the Wolf saves the Thief, and then the Herbalist can get blocked. I'm gonna have to kill the Witch with 3 Vines. I'll have 3 mana left. I'm gonna have to heal him like twice. Let's do this. Leaves me with 3 mana this next turn. Just stay flexible. Which we got lethal already with that. So if I had spent 2 of this keeping the Thief alive last turn, we were fighting the Wolf, then I might not have been able to get a kill this turn. I feel pretty good about that. Alright, we get another character upgrade. We have the Guardian. This is like a worthless side to me, this Engage. This is also ×2 and targets full hit points, but it's for shielding your own allies. I feel like it's so rare to have allies at full hit points. We could probably control that a little better, like regen and vines, but this is even like more situational than the other one. This, for all intents and purposes, I'm just considering as a 2-block, which again is not much better than what you already do. This guy also has 2 X's. This is really a nice 2 shield with cleave, and this is situationally okay, but I normally want this guy doing blocking. This is another guy that I don't think is much better than defender for us right now. With 2 rerolls, you can probably hit this out pretty often, but I feel like there's probably significantly better grays that we can get. Like, I like this guy a lot. He just blocks better. I like the Bard quite a bit. This blocks everyone for 1. It synergizes really well with certain items if you can get this upgraded to block for more than 1. The Monk's good? Okay, yeah, I don't like this guy much. What about the Caldera? Two mana, they do damage in mana. This is 3 damage and cruel, so it does ×2 against targets with half or less hit points. It's one side and it's single use, so you're not always going to get it when you need it, but it's pretty good against enemies with a lot of health. Like, it'll kill this troll once we get them down to 7 hit points. Actually, I guess it'll be 1 away from there, really pretty close. It replaces our Slice with this Scald. It's the same mana cost, but it's 2 damage to all damaged enemies. I don't care a whole lot for this because usually want to burst down enemies and not spread out your damage. This works really well if you had some AOE. One of my earlier wins in this game, possibly my first hard win, had a lot of AOE damage from the Whirl warrior class, which does like this cleave and then followed by a Scald, can do a large amount of damage. I do think this is better than the Guardian, even though I feel like this is probably like mid-tier for me as far as these heroes go. I like the Jester a lot. Actually kind of like the Evoker, especially with 2 rerolls here. Not huge on the Glacia, even though it seems that they're very popular in the community. I just don't like this single cast spell. I want my spells to be flexible and like be able to use them more than once. But they do generate a lot of mana. They have this +3 mana, but it does pain. 3 damage, 3 heal. I don't know, I'm not tuned to them either. I think I really like the... Sparky's alright too. I like the Jester and the Evoker a lot. The Evoker has these 3 X's, but there are a lot of items that replace your X's with good abilities, so it doesn't become quite as bad, even with 1 reroll. Yeah, I guess this Caldera feels like okay, but not amazing. Just go with them. Not gonna move my item around. I we're gonna do that poison damage to the troll right away. This troll has Troll's Blood, regenerates 1 health each turn. It negates that. We could do 3 damage with this, but we'd rather do that later, so I think maybe we reroll that. Those guys are doing damage or blocking. We can get some mana generating here. Or that. Mana and damage, I like it. You really want to do burst damage to these guys that regenerate, because they, once you get over that regeneration threshold, everything else, like basically if you did 1 damage every turn, you'd never kill them. If you do 10 damage every turn, you kill them in like 2 turns, so. It feels kind of bad when you get a bunch of defensive rolls and then like 1-2 damage and you hit them and it's really just doing 1 damage for that whole turn. And we'll block someone. Go ahead and just block the warrior here. You can see on this turn, this fight, Scald is just a worse burst because it costs 3 to do 2 damage. Do I want you to do 2 energy? I think so. Actually, you can roll for a kill right now. Or mana. We have lethal. We do. Show off with the Scald. Nice clean troll fight there. That was our first boss. Let's see, we have the Blessed Ring. Replace the right side with Shield 1 and Rescue. Rescue. The side can be used again if it saves a hero. So if people are dying by their exact hit points, this will save them and let you use it again. Which means sometimes it's let you block for 2. Pretty rare that someone dies by their exact hit points. I guess it's not too rare early on when the enemies aren't doing much damage. Later on it becomes quite rare. The Anchor self-shields 2 on the first turn. That doesn't feel amazing to me. Like, you might not even get attacked on the first turn and this is nothing. At the very least, this is a shield 1. Which is better than nothing. Random item is tempting us here with these jittering question marks. I don't know what tier this comes out of, if it's 2 or 1. There's actually a lot of good tier 2 items, or at least ones that I like a lot. Let's roll and see what we end up getting. We got a tier 2 item, a really good one. Garnet, +1 to incoming healing. I like that a lot. Especially with Vine. That gives double healing for Vine on some of our characters. I'm gonna slap it on you, because you have that max hit point deficit there to fill up from the Scar. Alright, well, I like to take out these snakes first because of this poison. We don't have much of an option anyways because these archers are backlines. Ooh, this is a pretty bad opening roll. This gives me 1 mana. We can start... Wow, actually this herbalist dies for max health even. They'd have to get blocked. I'm gonna take this because that can do a lot of damage to the snake, which actually this kills if I just do this. No matter what anyone else rolls. It's unlikely that anyone else, we don't find any more damage, but I think we just do that so we can make sure Herbalist does not die. And we can actually take out an archer here. So who's attacking the Herbalist? And then I will have you regen the Caldera, because they're going to have a lot to heal after this turn. That's a kill, that's a kill. That's a kill, so that's lethal. Alright, the Dabbler and the Berserker. The Dabbler, 3 damage, 2 damage, 2 mana, 4 heal, 2 shield sides. So I like the Dabbler to be doing damage. This guy basically has 3 damage sides, because I can do damage with this, and 3 defensive sides, but they're good defensive sides. The Berserker, I'm torn on the Berserker, because this does 4 damage, but does pain back to you. Doing half of your own health in damage. Like, this Witch's like nasty side does 4 damage. This guy does 5 damage. Like, we do a lot to us. This is good if you can roll early to kill an enemy, so you take the damage, but you prevent them from doing that damage on any future turns. I think there aren't a lot of tier 2 oranges that I like. I guess I don't like the rogue on 1 reroll, but they're a little better on 2 rerolls. I think the trapper's decent. I don't really care for the ranger. The gambler is okay. I feel like the trapper and the dabbler are the only ones I really like there. And I think there's a bunch of decent yellows, so I'm going to go take the dabbler here. That means that these items can probably be better served on someone else. Put them on the warrior. Lots of incoming damage here. Dude, the witches are doubling up on the same targets, huh? Can we get to a witch kill this turn? This is 4 damage. We only have to do 2 more? Probably. Or this saves everyone. I'd rather get a kill because that's a like blocks 2 on 3 characters. I don't know how I feel about that side either. We're gonna reroll that. That's the kill. And that is better. Alright, so we're gonna kill these witches. They're both doing the exact same thing, so it doesn't matter which one. Am I supposed to scald here? Hang on. I could damage you, and then we get 4 damage for 3 mana here. That's what I like to call value. Scald. Now you only got 3 hit points. I like. Quartz, their abilities that they can't be harmed by spells, so Scald would not be good against them for that. This warrior's taking a beating. Well, we're going to kill the witch here, and then this guy's only going to be doing 3 damage to the warrior, which we can probably just take that. It's kind of unlikely that I roll these twice, but there's no reason to get greedy here, because this fight is pretty much won, I think, after this turn, as long as you don't lose any characters. Let's go done rolling. Do I want to use any of my mana on the witch? Probably use 1, right? Actually, oh, if I use 2 mana on you, then I overkill anyway. So yeah, we'll use 1 vine damage on you. Everything else in the quartz. Block you, heal you. This guy's going to heal for 2 because they have that amulet, and then also get the regen status. So they'll heal 1 more after the turn. Oh, they regen for 2. Because of this, it counts as incoming healing? I think that happened. I can't back it up. I can't rewind to see that, but I think that actually healed for 2 because of that item. That actually combos very well with the Herbalist then. Okay, this guy's self-shielded for 3, which is pretty annoying. Which probably means we just want to have a defensive turn here. I can poison them. I'll roll for poison, why not? I think we kill next turn no matter what. I shouldn't say no matter what, but pretty good odds. Let's go full offense here. Let's go full greed. Let's get that kill. Well, that didn't pay off at all. Just enough damage to get through the shield. Which, of course, does nothing for us. So you can only store 3 mana. I may as well heal someone. Yeah, I healed for 2. That's really nice. Alright, now we just need to do 3 damage. I knew you could do a dabbler. Alright, choose an item. Fletching, add range to the left side. I actually like this. Well, what I like about this is that it'll give us value all the way through the entire game. Which not every item does. Lucky is +1 to the left side and -2 to the middle. Pretty bad now. This could be pretty good on some heroes that have a middle side that doesn't have a value tied to it. Actually, how many of those are there? I was thinking a reroll didn't have a value tied to it, but that's not the case. Good here where the middle has a side that you don't want to roll. Pretty interesting on them. Here's one where it becomes pretty interesting, because you can't reduce the value of that. Okay, maybe that's not that great. I'm going to take fletching here. Some of the late game range enemies can be pretty annoying. I don't like a lot of the classes that have ranged built into them, so being able to just get range damage is kind of nice. I'm just gonna slap that on you because I can. This is an interesting fight, a Slimer and an Ogre. These are both pretty nasty. I wonder who's supposed to kill first. Probably the Ogre because they'll die faster. The Slimer generates all these slimes, so that kind of drags in the fight. These are both pretty nasty. This could be a dangerous fight. Dishing out lots of damage now. Take the mana there. There's a chance we improve it to 3 damage, but the mana is a little more flexible. If I do too much damage to the Ogre, they are going to enrage and do even more damage. I think we just have to deal with. I could wait till next turn to enrage them. That saves us 3 health across 3 heroes. You have mana I have to spend, so that means I'd have to heal someone over here. I guess I can just heal the defender. Maybe we'll play it like that. So I want to regen the warrior because it's double value on them. I'll put on the herbalist. Actually, I should probably put on the Caldera. This guy has flanking attacks, which attack the top and the bottom. Yeah, let's undo that. That guarantees they don't get one shot by that next turn. And there it is. They're still dying though because of this. There's a 4 heal from the Dabbler that feels kind of good here. Or I just want to do damage. It's hard to say. Take the 4 heal. It's slightly greedy, but I'm gonna reroll all of these. I'm gonna see if I can get to this to help with our ogre problem. I don't see that, but I'll take the 2 mana. Take 2 damage, I'll take the 2 block. And you need to not roll an X. Poison. This is 2, 4 damage. The ogre has 8 health. 2 more after the turn. I can burst 5 damage to the ogre with all our mana. Which means we can kill the ogre this turn, actually. I think we just do that. Just gonna require using poison on them. And I need to do 4 more damage. I was hoping I had room to use Scald and a Vine on the Slimer. That costs 4, which leaves me with 1 mana. Leaves this guy 1 short. So we're just gonna use our mana on you. Block for you. And I think we're gonna heal you as well. Yes. Alright, lots of mana. Let's do it. Whoops. Been rolling. I have 6 mana. I can use 3 to proc another slime. I was hoping I could Scald after that. Well, I have to use my mana anyways. Let's do this. I'm taking damage this turn that I can easily prevent by killing them. But I think we have an easy kill this turn. Yes, that's lethal right there. Damage, damage, Scald. Easy. Alright, the Slime Queen. This is our next boss. Let's look at our options here first. We have the Whirl. This damages all enemies. This cleaves for 1. Pretty good for this fight, especially with our Scald ability. They pair pretty well with our Caldera's Scald in general. Just spreading damage around. And then we can Scald them for more. I actually like them quite a bit in this situation. It helps a lot in this fight, and it pairs well with the Caldera until we end up having to upgrade one of these 2. The Bard I like as well, but this is a playstyle that I don't get to do that much. I think we're just going to run with the Whirl here. I'm going to throw these on you, because this guy has the flanking attacks as well, and they summon more of those Slimers. That's what we fought last level, which does these flanking attacks. So I want to make sure you have a lot of health and can stay healed up, because I think you will take the most damage. Hard to say because they have these cleaves too, which are, I think, least likely to hit the edges. But that's my theory now, I'm sticking to it. Okay, it doesn't matter where the fletching goes because there's no backlines here. Immediate poison. Which can be a little awkward because you might summon a Slimer when you don't want to, but that's... I don't want to treat this as an X side, this fight, just because of that. And that's going to be a lot of damage getting that on the first turn, so let's go ahead and just do that. One thing we miss out on is a Mega Scald turn by not allowing you to roll 2 mana. Adapter can roll mana though, that would be pretty sick. I guess we have to do a lot of damage to get Scald as well, which is dependent on the Whirl. I think we just take that. Sure. Wait, do you want to kill red or yellow? Or guy attacking red or yellow? Doesn't really matter, it seems, this turn. I'll do this, because it just makes sense. The Scald will kill out of these Slimelets next turn. I think that's what we're going to aim for. If I attack the Slime Queen here, though, they summon a Slimer, which I don't think we want to do. So I'm actually just going to kill you. Save 3 damage on the Herbalist. Rip our Mega Scald turn. It just made more sense to do it that way. Guys, getting pretty close to the big kill with that. I don't know if we want to kill them that quickly though, because we summoned 2 Slimers in that case. I'm gonna fish for that 3 damage side, I think. We're just gonna take that. I'm gonna take that regen, which helps the Caldera quite a bit. Wait, can I keep everyone alive here? Yes. But I have to use mana. Oh, I just realized it's a little awkward. I can only do 3 damage to you. Which makes this Whirl side awkward. I'll re-roll that. I think we're not going to play that this turn. Because I'd rather do 3 damage to you. But not do 1 more damage, which would end up proccing a second Slimer this turn. Already running into problems with this Whirl. We kill the Slimelet, but they're not damaging either of these guys that were on death's door. Vine healing for 2. Good value there. You kill them by using this, and then the Vine on the Slimelet, but again, that procs another Slimer, which I think we want to wait. This kills the Slime Queen, may as well do that. This finishes off the Slimelet. They're not doing anything this turn. I'd rather have you blocking. Do I want to reroll this dice is what I'm wondering. Actually, more mana would be pretty good too. So we have a lot of sides we want to hit there. Oops, I forgot to reroll it. I don't think I want to reroll it now. I liked it better when I got to reroll it twice. Too bad there's no undo on the reroll. Actually, that would be cheating by a lot. There's a good reason there isn't. Alright, so we're just gonna kill you. 5 damage from that side is pretty nice. Then I guess we are going to cleave. Do I want to summon another Slimelet? Do more damage to one of these Slimers? You know what I could do? Oh, I was thinking this would split. But it doesn't split until I damage them first. It's like if I split, then I could probably cleave the Slimelet and then not spawn another one. Let's see. Sure. What is one more Slimelet gonna do? Whoops, definitely want to use this. To all, it's about as good as you're gonna get. 2 mana. 4 heal? Four heal seems alright. So this kills you, damages everyone. We're probably pop Scald, which kills this Slimelet. Damages you and summons a Slimelet. Brings you to 1 shy of something in a Slimelet. Sure, we'll heal. Okay, this looks great. Oh wait, you do summon a Slimelet. That's fine though. Wait a minute. Should I summon the Slimelet first? Oh no, that's gonna cost more mana. I was thinking they were 1 away, and I could summon the Slimelet, vine them, and then Scald. I'm just gonna go ahead and Scald. Well, at this point, I may as well kill you anyways to prevent a lot of damage. You can heal yourself. Oh, you can block. Definitely make use of that die. Okay, and that looks like lethal right there. No, because this guy's gonna summon a slime. But everything here is going to be dead, so I only need offensive dice here. And that looks like lethal. Alright. And what item do we have? Combat magic, learn a new spell, hack. 2 mana, all allies blank sides become 4 damage this turn. Wow. That is really good. That makes a lot of their blank sides better than their not blank sides. You almost like want to roll blanks after that. That feels incredible. I guess the opportunity side cost is rolling a blank instead of another side. But if you end up with a blank anyways, this is like 4 damage for 2 mana, which is great. Wand Grips is +1 to all single-use sides. We have one here. We have one here. Not a ton of value there. I'm not sure how many tier 3s have single-use sides. There's one here, the Artificer, which is all single-use. That'd be kind of incredible for them, wouldn't it? I don't like how they quickly run out of sides, though. Like they get their attacks in, and then they become less and less reliable and less useful. Well, these guys have blank sides on them. This will make the Artificer really good too. I'm gonna go with this. I like the idea of this. It makes sense to put this on someone that generates mana, so we know that as long as we can cast it because they're alive, then there's also a way to actually use it. We're on to floor 9, Quartz Ghost Sniper, but we're going to call this session here after the 2 boss fights there. You're on floor 9. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, I forgot to mention it earlier, but I do have a Patreon, so if you guys want to support me in the channel, more content like this, you can check that out at patreon.com/Tonehack. And you can check out the other socials links below, Discord, Twitter, all that good stuff. So thanks again so much for watching. I'm looking forward to the next session of this series here, this hard run. We have a slice and dice going. Take it easy, guys.